Dear parents, dear students, whoever is present in the webinar, in fact, today the agenda is, I'll very briefly talk about law as a career. What are the avenues, like what are all best law colleges in India, how you can enter, what are the examinations, what are the prospects, the placements, and everything about law as a career, right? Let me begin with law as a career as far as law has been is concerned. But before that, it's very vital to make you understand that while choosing a career, what exactly you look for. What you look for is that it should be a career which should be lucrative enough. It should, from being lucrative, it should be also something which you enjoy the most, right? So suitability, this as a career, what exactly demands from you? Does it demand what is the nature of job? Is it very suitable for you or not? And is this a career which is going to give you rewards in long term? I mean, what we use that satisfying and everything is fine, and say it is a career which gives you satisfaction. Reward for a long period. So that sustainability is also required in that career. Let us look at the background of this law as a career. Law as a career except few decades when we saw some downtrends of this particular career. If we look at from since independence, law became the prime career. The reason was very obvious. Since our independence, what came into and the main importance was constitution. And since then, law became very prominent career, and it remained for 2, 3, 4, 5 decades. Very recently, particularly in this particular century, in the 21st century, there were already 3 national law schools established. National Law School Bangalore, National Law School Hyderabad, and National Law School Kolkata and Bhopal. There were 4 national law schools, in fact, as established by year 2000. And since then, the journey began, and gradually this started picking up, and this became a very, very prominent career. Now, if I look at the history, how exactly, like before National Law School, that is National Law School of Bangalore, started in 1988, if I'm not wrong, or maybe 1987. Now, this concept of 5-year BA LLB, even BCom LLB or BBA LLB are also available these days. But this concept of 5-year integrated course came up much later, I said you. And from year 2000, a lot of other national law schools also started. But then what was before? Before it was that you graduate, like in US and UK, still the most popular law degree is not after +2. It is still after graduation. So you all are lucky to choose, and it is actually much. According to the new education policy, it is fortunately that we are on a degree course. We call time, because if you are already decided you have to go for law, it is better to choose from from 12th itself. I understand that a lot of students, most of you are from 11th and 12th standard, or maybe from 9th and 10th standard also. It is quite good time that yeah, I'll try to answer the queries in case it is coming. I'll just brief. I'll brief some of the things which is actually essentially to be conveyed, right? Sanchari.
Yes, Mr. Singh.
To convey something, you can message me, right?
Yes,
yes, because I'm not able to hear.
Yeah. So questions.
I was talking about that. Previously, it used to be graduation plus. Previously, it used to be graduation and then 3-year LLB, right? Now, this 5-year LLB, it is like, previously it was 3 + 3, 6 years. Now it is 5 years. That means it is integrated course, and you're saving also a time. How it is like an BBA and MBA is integrated, or maybe BTech and MTech is integrated. It was already a popular course. Similarly, this particular thing has started. Now, what you call as a career is concerned, like how is law as a career, and I'll come back to the courses after this, how you can enter. But let me first. So law as a career is something which kind of students should choose, right? And how it is distinct from other careers. So it is very important to understand what does a lawyer do. Let's see from a very general perspective, and let's not stick to something what usually we understand what a lawyer is. A lawyer we understand as usually that someone who fights a case in the court, and what you call fights for the justice, right? Lawyer is much beyond that. Lawyer is more of a problem solver. So as far as the nature of the job is concerned, you need to be someone who is who loves to solve problems, who is someone who can logically deduce something, who can analyze a problem, who can deduce something, put some very sound logics behind whatever you say. And to do that, there's a lot of hard work which goes on behind. Like you must be wondering that, okay, one lawyer is coming to a court and is appearing for half an hour, 30 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe for an hour. It is not. It is much beyond that. Maybe there is hundreds of hours of work of research which was required, which the person's team or a set of people do that. So it is not merely just that 30 minutes or 20 minutes for that the person is charging. You are thinking about it. So if I want to describe you as a lawyer's work, it is definitely a lot of reading. So you need to be good at English. It is a lot of research. It is also why it becomes so fascinating, because it is very challenging, and every time it is very new. It is not very static thing what you are doing. The nature of problem which people will bring you will be very diversified. So there'll be a person who will have a problem of wants a divorce, or there is a dispute of land, there is a dispute, there is a criminal charges, there are criminal charges, or there could be some corporate issues, right? So I mean, the nature of the problem can be very diversified. The lawyer's work, what is required is, although you could be in many fields, it is very diversified. Like say you might be working in Pepsi as a lawyer, then what can be your work? There itself, within that organization, your work may diversify right from taxation, in say within law, it could be related to land. It can be, you might be representing your company for a criminal charge, or you could be representing your company for some other company filed a case against you because the advertisement was faulty, right? And they're claiming some damages because of that. So law is everywhere, law is required, and this is why it is not just a company can keep you as a lawyer. A law firm can hire you. A law firm is a group of lawyers, and they pay you very high. Like it goes in a range of around 14 to 22 lakh per annum in India, as far as the recent placement scenario is concerned of the top 10 national law schools. But you can also go for some government jobs, like you can join army, you can join banks, you can, and every government organization needs a lawyer. There are a lot of foreign law firms opportunities, and even you can go abroad. There are a lot of opportunities, like you can work in UNICEF, even UN bodies, they require a lawyer. Times of India would require a lawyer. I mean, what I'm trying to tell you is that the law as a career is very diversified. Now, if you're really looking law as a career, you need to check that I'm a person who loves to read and write. Am I a person when people appreciate when I speak, and I talk a lot of sense. Talking a lot of sense means you are very logical, you are very methodological, and you analyze things very well. If you're someone like that, then definitely you are very fit for being a lawyer. I have already talked about that. There is a 5-year degree course which has become very popular in India, And this is only, I think India would be one of the countries, one of few countries where this 5-year LLB has become popular. So that is what I was saying, that you are lucky that instead of 3-year LLB, now 5-year LLB has become extremely popular. Now, what is the exam which is associated with this? But before that, let me tell you, there are 22 national law schools in India. Plus, there is one more national law school, Delhi. So altogether, you have 23 national law school. Why did I talk about Delhi separately? Because Delhi conducts a separate exam, and other all national law schools are through CLAT. There are a few private law schools also, that like Jindal Global Law School, which for which you have to take an exam called LSAT India. You have Symbiosis Law Schools. For that, there is a separate exam that is called SLAT. You have several government exams also, sorry, government law school exams also. Like you have for Maharashtra, there is a combined exam, that is CT Maharashtra. You have government law school, that is GLC Mumbai, which is a very famous law school. You have ILS Pune. You have other government law schools like BHU, AMU. These are central universities which also conducts their separate entrance test for their 5-year BLLB or maybe BCom LLB or BBLLB courses. BBLLB is coming up very well along with BBLLB. BCom LLB is also becoming popular. If you have a query that what does this BLLB means, it is very simple. You are graduating in humanities and plus you are also completing your LLB degrees. Actually, you get 2 degrees together. Similarly, if you are going for BBLLB, then it is management, like you graduate in management and then you are completing LLB. Once you complete this 5-year course from all these good, any of these colleges, and particularly from good colleges, placement scenario day by day is becoming great, because law is also a career which doesn't get much affected by slowdowns. Particularly in these times also, if you see, none of whoever got a campus placement last year, usually this top national law school, you will get placed by the end of the 4th year. Majority of the people are placed. But if this is not a top law school, still in top 20 or 25 or 30 law schools, everyone gets placed at least. And placement should not be a criteria also. It is more, you should actually more focus on building up yourself. If you're really good at it, obviously there are, as I said you, that there are diversified opportunities, and you will definitely find out one if you really have been enriching yourself well. Now, if I try to make you understand about these exams, as I said, that CLAT is an exam which is required for all national law school. There is ALET for National Law School of Delhi. What exactly is asked in this exam and how you need to prepare is that what is majority of the things what is asked is what we all have studied in school. The 5 sections or the 5 subjects which are asked are English. In English is mostly dominated by reading comprehension in CLAT, which is there comprehension. In fact, entire CLAT is passage based, be it any subject. But apart from reading comprehension, in other exams also you may be asked with little bit of grammar, little bit of common error, or maybe parajumbles or fill in the blanks, something like that. And that means overall your English capability will be actually tested. As far as mathematics is concerned, mathematics is considerably low in number in almost all these entrance tests, including CLAT. CLAT has 10% mathematics, and that too this year they have changed it a lot. They are focusing more on data computation and simple mathematics. This is a good news because then a lot of mugging up and other things have been considerably reduced in other sections also. After mathematics, you have reasoning, which is very, very important. 25% of the paper is reasoning, and in majority of like LSAT or other exams, where reasoning actually dominates, almost 50% of the paper is reasoning. Reasoning has various qualities. Let's not get into detail, but reasoning is something which is very important, and it will be quite new for you in case you have not participated in Olympiads or have seen solve the past year papers, or if you have not gone through some reasoning questions of some entrance test which is before 10th standard. Now, okay, these are the three subjects. The fourth subject is legal reasoning, which sound a little legal, but there's nothing legal about it. You don't need to know any legalities. The CLAT is very clear that they do not want you to mug up things. They want you to understand things, and it is very important that you understand and reason out. So understanding means you need to have a very good comprehending ability. You need to have very good reasoning ability. So for that reason, in the legal reasoning, it is something like that. Some issues, like say for example, data protection law, or the judgment which was passed for Ayodhya, or triple talaq, or something, a passage will be given, and based on that, all laws, whatever are written there, based on that, you'll have to answer few questions, make some judgments, right? So this way they try to understand that how well you can comprehend things, how you can understand things, what is being said to you, and how you can reason out the things. Then again, the fifth and the last section is GK, which is again 25% of the paper, like legal reasoning. And this 25%, that means GK also, what they are doing is they are trying to touch all the very important topics, something like which I said for legal reasoning, that is Ayodhya issue. But then that is more of legality, but Ayodhya issue is also about social impact, right? But you need to also read a lot about environment, maybe about the natural disaster which is coming up. So whatever you see around, which is very much in news, and it is very, very relevant for any common person to know, that becomes very relevant for CLAT. So they also want to test you whether you are a person who have a knowledge seeking attitude, right? Are you a person who love to keep gaining knowledge about the whatever is going on around, right? So this is what is being tested.
So Mr. Rajneesh, there's a question for you. Can we opt for law later on if we are from the science stream? There's a student, Apratim Haldar, is asking, can we opt for law later on if we are from the science stream? Sure.
I'll explain everything. What has happened is there is often a confusion that because of the previously we had only 3-year LLB courses. So the problem was that we understand after graduation. So it needs to be very clear that when you're going for a 5-year BLLB, which I explained that now this has become very, very popular. So this 5-year BLLB course, whichever stream you are from, even a lot of science students, you might be surprised that 50% to 60% of the science graduates are getting into the top 3 national law schools. That means, and it has nothing to do, whichever stream you are coming, it is going to help you in that way. Say, for example, someone is from humanities, so understands, say, history, political science, socio-economic, political understanding is very important for a lawyer. At the same time, if someone has a science background, I mean, say in 11th and 12th standard, you have studied a little bit of science. In that sense, what happens if you later choose for IPR, say patent law, right? Your specialization is towards patent law. In that case, intellectual property rights. Then there's a good possibility that science background will help you. It is not a necessity, nor is that you can't learn later, but then it helps a lot. If you're from commerce background, it helps a lot when you are dealing with commercial things, like, because you know that corporate law has become very important. Nowadays, this boom in this law as a career, which has started giving you so much of salary and other things. This is mainly because of the corporate law boom. There's a lot of expenditure, like almost now last year 30,000 crore was spent in corporate world on law only. So because of that, this has become. So if you have commerce in 11th and 12th, it will help you. It is not that if someone from humanities will not understand corporate law, but then if you are from commerce background, it eases to understand business and economy, and hence it makes you that way. Now, as far as that, say, if you have graduated in science and then later you want to say go for law, right? So if you have graduated in science, then there is an option of 3-year LLB. But as I suggested, 3-year LLB is gradually losing the charm, and the majority of the best students are actually almost going to this course only of 5-year, because it's already pre-decided. Placements are coming in good number. So this is why. So all the streams, like every stream, the law is suitable, because from every stream, lawyers are required, because law is so diversified, right? Yeah. Now, by the time other question comes, I will just I'll just complete the last part. So as I said you that these are the national law schools for which these entrance tests are taken. Now, what are these top national law universities? I'll just name them. Bangalore is the best one, which started the earliest, which is 1988. And second best is Nalsar, Hyderabad. Third best is NUJS, Kolkata. NLU Delhi, which conducts its own exam, is almost at par with NUJS in real terms also, in NRF ranking also, as well as in students popularity index also. By that I mean how the students are actually rating, because there is a particular cutoff which goes for these national law schools. Studying in these 4 national law schools, or to an extent even Bhopal, Jodhpur or Gandhinagar, all these 7 national law schools you are studying, and particularly in this top 4, this means that job is not at all a problem. Like the elite top 3 IITs or IIMs, the placement has now become almost the same. Like it becomes, in fact, it has surpassed IIT in terms of placement already. So those things are not at all of worry. Don't worry about it. It is more about try to secure in a seat in top 15 or 20 national law schools and few private law colleges. Your career will be extremely bright, extremely bright. Right.
Mr. Singh, I presume there are no more questions, but then the main questions were mainly, them focusing on which stream they can join from. So one you have very beautifully talked about, which was, of course, from the science stream. Somebody also asks, after taking up commerce in their +2, if they can go ahead with law or not.
+2, can you repeat the last part once again?
Yes. Can somebody join law or take CLAT, after having a commerce background?
Yeah, I mean, this is what I said, that for joining for a 5-year LLB, obviously any stream can go. But say if someone has graduated in commerce, then also yes, there is a 3-year LLB option, which is the best option for 3-year LLB. Are the colleges. DU has a very good degree course in Delhi, that is 3-year course, as well as all the central universities. Plus also Symbiosis has 3-year LLB, Jindal Global Law School has 3-year LLB, we have Government Law College, GLC Bombay has 3-year LLB, and all across India and all government colleges have 3-year LLB, but the reputed ones are mostly the central universities like BHU, AMU, Jamia Islamia, and there are some private law schools. So that option also can be availed.